Bonjour à toutes, bonjour à tous. Je suis Yana et c'est Primelang. Hi everyone, this is Yana and this is Primelang. Aujourd'hui, je voudrais vous expliquer comment on peut parler de ce qu'on aime ou on n'aime pas. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how we can tell what we like or what we don't like. For that, we are going to need 3 verbs. Aimer, like or love, adorer, adore, I'm sure you could guess that, and détester. Detest, or well, detest is an old-fashioned English word. Instead, we can say hate or whatever, can't stand. What do you notice about all 3 verbs? What do they all have in common? Well, I've given you a couple of seconds to think. Now I can tell you that all of these 3 verbs belong to the first conjugation pattern, to the first group of French verbs. If you are not familiar with this group, I urge you to check out my video where I explained how this conjugation pattern works. If you are familiar with this grammar topic, then today is a good time to review it together with me by continuing to watch this video. So we can obviously start by talking about things that we like or we don't like doing. Let's take a look at some examples. Number 1. J'adore le chocolat. J'adore le chocolat. Well, I don't know. Can we say in English, I adore chocolate? I don't think. It sounds wrong. As far as I know, in English, we can say the verb adore when we talk about people or something. But I could be wrong. Please correct me, because I'm curious, actually. Anyway, I've put 3 hearts next to the verb adore, j'adore, because it is probably the strongest emotion when you want to say that you love something a lot, you love something very, very much. You could use the verb adore. And by the way, j'adore is a Christian Dior perfume for women. So check it out if you don't know it. It's great. Let's take a look at the next example. Mon frère aime beaucoup le cinéma. Mon frère aime beaucoup le cinéma. My brother loves the cinema a lot. What do we see here? We see a little bit of tweaking to the verb aimer. Mon frère aime. So what we need to know is an adverb beaucoup. It means a lot or very much. And if we and you can see from this example that I only put the verb beaucoup, the adverb beaucoup, next to the verb, and I've already made it stronger. So that's just a tiny, tiny little thing to do, and it enriches your vocabulary. Let's see the next example. Alice aime les chiens et les chats. Alice aime les chiens et les chats. Alice or Elise likes dogs and cats. Here I put only 1 heart. It's just neutral, it's just stating the fact that she likes them, or it's not clear, how strong something is, how strong her feeling is towards dogs and cats. Now let's look at some negatives. How do we say what we don't like? Nous n'aimons pas le sport. Nous n'aimons pas le sport. We don't like sports. Only 1 broken heart here, just stating the fact, When we want to say that we don't like something at all, absolutely. We do another example of tweaking, where, when I said I love something a lot, very much, we said beaucoup. But let's see what we've done here. Je n'aime pas du tout la télévision. Je n'aime pas du tout la télévision. I don't like television at all. So here we made a negative sentence, and then we added right after je n'aime pas, we added du tout. And that did it. That made my feeling stronger and more definite. And I put 2 broken hearts here to prove my point. And my strongest negative feeling towards something will be used with the verb détester. Il déteste le poisson. Ils détestent le poisson. They hate fish. And I've put 3 broken hearts to prove that this is serious, that they really, really cannot stand the fish or any fish. What's important here before we move on is to remember that when we want to say that we don't like something, we have to put a definite article next to the noun that we're using. So it will be le, la, les. And here we've seen plenty of examples of that. However, if you want to say, for example, that I don't like this house, yes, so je n'aime pas cette maison. Obviously, you have already used the pronoun cette, and there is no more room for the pronoun anymore, for the article, I'm sorry, anymore. So pronoun can be put instead of an article, and also the possessive adjective. For example, j'aime ta voiture. I like your car. So that's pretty much all about nouns. Let's take a look at some examples with some verbs, because of course we can talk about what we like or what we don't like doing. Number 1, mon père. Mon père adore jouer au tennis. Mon père adore jouer au tennis. My father adores or really loves playing tennis. J'aime beaucoup écouter la musique. J'aime beaucoup écouter la musique. I really love or I like listening to music a lot. Mes amis aiment regarder les films. Mes amis aiment regarder les films. My friends like watching movies. Vous n'aimez pas nager? C'est dommage. Vous n'aimez pas nager? C'est dommage. You don't like swimming? Oh, that's too bad. That's a shame. Yeah. Nous n'aimons pas du tout danser. Nous n'aimons pas du tout danser. We don't like dancing at all. So that's pretty strong feeling about dancing, yeah? And the last one is ma copine déteste lire. Ma copine déteste lire. My friend hates reading. Well, too bad. C'est dommage. What do we notice here? We notice, I think, very, very good news that after our main verbs for today, aimer, adorer, détester, we use another verb, and the good news is that there is nothing going on with this verb. So what we only need is the infinitive form. In these examples, I've demonstrated mostly the verbs that I used in the video about verbs of the first group, just to help you review them some more. And only in one instance I used the verb lire, which I hope you've noticed that it does not belong to the first group because it does not have the ending er. But that shouldn't frighten you, because you don't, at this point, you don't need to know any other forms of this verb. You only need the infinitive form. But of course, down the road, you will have to memorize this verb along with many others. Okay, so that's it. With the verbs, there's nothing more, there are no more tricky things going on. One last point I think we need to discuss today is how do we ask questions about what we like or what we don't like. Obviously, we can no longer use the verbs détester or adorer. I don't see how we can ask a question using them. So we only focus our attention on the verb aimer. Let's see a few examples. Vous aimez regarder les films? Vous aimez regarder les films? Do you like watching movies? Tu aimes ma nouvelle maison? Tu aimes ma nouvelle maison? Do you like my new house? So what is going on in these first two examples? Well, nothing much, except I have made an interrogative intonation in my sentence, and I've put a question mark, you can see it, yes? But I didn't restructure the sentence in any way like we might do in other languages. And I have to warn you that in the French language, of course, there are other more complicated question structures, but this one is used more frequently in the conversational French, as far as I know. And so we don't need to worry about regrouping the words in any way, just worry about the intonation. However, here in these first two sentences, the subject was the pronoun. But what happens if the subject is the noun? Let's see. Ton copain, il aime jouer au tennis. Ton copain, il aime jouer au tennis. Does your boyfriend like playing tennis? What do we see here? We see that the structure, subject, verb, and all the other things. It's all the same. Nothing is changing places or anything, but the subject is repeated twice or is said twice. Ton copain, and then we reiterate the subject, but only the appropriate pronoun. Il aime jouer au tennis. Obviously, we cannot do that with, well, we can do it only if the subject is a noun. I repeat, this is very important. Don't try to say, for example, two pronouns in a row or something like this. So, and the other example is vos voisins, ils aiment votre chien. Vos voisins, ils aiment votre chien. Do your neighbors like your dog? Again, vos voisins is the first time we mention the subject. We then repeat the subject by using the pronoun, the appropriate pronoun. That will be il, they. Well, that's it. So now I'm sure you can talk about what you like or you don't like. But first, I'm going to tell you what I like or don't like, and of course, and don't like, and I'm not going to translate. So your job will be to understand what I'm saying. Je déteste le sport. J'adore le chocolat. J'aime beaucoup les chats. Je n'aime pas la télévision. J'aime regarder les films. Et je n'aime pas du tout le bruit. I'll tell you the translation of the last verb. Le bruit, it means noise. Okay? So tell me what you like and you don't like. Write me in the comment box. I hope that you will have no trouble telling me about that and writing it to me in French. Please give me the thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet, and share our videos with your friends. And I will see you next time. Salut!